Okay, so Mars wants to talk about simps. What exactly do you?
I don't want to talk about it. Was no. So, well, I mean, obviously that's been it's a hot topic on Twitter and stuff right now. Like that's like the new N word. You know, a couple months ago it was simps, and then way back it was like white knights and stuff and all that. It's interesting. It's like, and so like even now in chat, just for me being the only guy, I'm sure there's gonna be like whole lines of chat or people that are like, oh, simp, 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 simp. So I just thought that would be an interesting thing to bring up because I see that all the time. Like if you defend anyone or you talk about any girl or anything on Twitter, it's just simp, 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 simp.
Or if you gift them or donate to them.
Yeah.
See, I just think that's kind of messed up because, like, not all guys are simps, obviously. If you defend a woman, that doesn't make you a simp. I view simps personally as someone that's like, yes, I'll sniff your feet, goddess. Like, yes, I'll lick the sweat from your kneecaps. Like, that's a simp. 100%. I feel like somebody that just, like, defends a person doesn't make you a simp. And, like,
it's like they're basically, if you're nice to a girl at all, like in just like a normal courtesy, common courtesy kind of way, as a human to human interaction, they call you a simp. Yeah, I don't get it either. I think it's just a new like term that they can attack because White Knight was old, no one cared anymore. So now they're like, oh, simp.
Right, but it was, I mean, a couple months ago it was like incels. It was like, oh, you're an incel, like you don't even blah 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 blah.
Yeah, the incels fought back with the word simp, I think. Like misinterpreted.
Well, it's just so silly because it's like a bunch of trolls on Twitter that are just like, oh, look at this person being like nice or treating like girls a type of way. It's like, oh, let's attack them because how dare they? Don't they know they're supposed to just mouth breathe and subscribe to OnlyFans in secret?
In secret, yes.
You know how guys will send dick pics and like I doubt they hardly ever get responses. But some guys do, and I think that's just sending it, knowing that she might see this is enough for them. I think it's like that too with some people in the chat. Like just typing it, knowing that you can potentially see this comment, that's enough for them. It doesn't matter if you respond to it necessarily.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like they're kind of more. I think guys are more like a light switch. Like if a girl's hot or attractive, it's like, oh, it's on, we're on, let's go. Whereas girls, I think it's more like you know, like those dimmer lights where it's like, okay, maybe not, but then I get to know them. It's like, okay, well, maybe. And it's like, oh, he made me laugh. He likes some things, and then it's like, okay, I see something with this person.
Dude, that's a solid analogy. I feel like just.
Me too. I was very impressed by that.
Yeah.
I had one guy literally message me on Snapchat. He was like, "Can I ask you a personal question?" I was like, "What is it?" He's like, "Is it okay if I send you a video of me like jerking off and you tell me if you like it?" I'm like, I just literally had to look at him. I was like, "Bro, how is that a personal question?" Like, first off, second off, like, you go out of your way to ask a girl to judge you? Like, that shit's just weird to me.
Okay, but we appreciate him at least asking.
Asking, no,
he asked you? That's so sweet.
He was like,
yeah, at least he asked. Like, he didn't just show you his cock. Like,
these are the levels of degeneracy.
He asked for consent? Wow, you have viewer goals.
Yes,
twice. Claps in the chat. That's a stand-up gentleman.
Damn.
When the bar is so low that consent, like asking for consent, I mean, come on.
No, genuinely, I think that's great. That's a step in the right direction. He still asked.
You're right. The fact that he asked, but
yeah. Normally they just send them to me without asking, but
guys, you should be very upfront with your intentions. If you're asking a girl on a date, point out that it's a date. Don't be like, oh, if she doesn't like me, then we could just go as just friends and I save face, but I still get to hang out with her. No, don't fucking do that because you just friend zoned yourself and now you're a simp. Make your intentions clear.
We love simps, though.
Hold on. Not a nice guy. I mean, the guy who friend zones himself, but he wants to sleep with her, but he doesn't have the balls to put himself out there, so he just lets himself float in her orbit without actually making his intentions known, so he can prey upon her when she's emotionally weak.
Oh, and
that's not a good place to be.
A predator.
This is a great conversation.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying guys who are nice to girls. You could be nice to everybody. It's
exactly right.
But she's talking about the fake nice guys who are just waiting for her to be single and available.
Listen,
they're only doing it to sleep with you. That is fake. That is just as gnarly.
It's being nice with strings attached. It's like, I'm being nice to you. I'm putting coins in the machine.
Yeah, and if you don't react in a certain way, then I'm not nice anymore.
The other topic that he had was women entrepreneurship.
That's one thing that I'm actually like, I think is really underappreciated, underlooked, is just how, you know, the people running, especially like Patreons, but more so aligned with like OnlyFans and stuff, is that, you know, no one really talks about all the business aspect that goes behind running stuff like that. And even like Twitch streamers or just in general, right? I feel like women are like underappreciated in the fact that like there are a lot of women making a lot of good money doing stuff like this. And it's just like, I feel like no one talks about like the entrepreneurial aspect of like they're going out there and fucking making it work, you know?
Yeah. They're just being
just
like,
something
oh, sluts.
Right. Well, and I feel like a lot of guys too. I mean, like, how many times have y'all heard like, "Oh, it's so easy because they're a girl" or something, right?
Yep.
Like that's super common, and people just don't realize it's like if it was your ass in that chair trying to be entertaining for however long, it's like, yo, like you're not doing it right now, so obviously it's not just because of that.
Yeah, they don't. What's funny is they come to the girls that are having success and hate on them, and like, oh, it's so easy when you're a girl, but they're not realizing that there are thousands of women everywhere online trying to get successful on every platform that no one pays any attention to because they're not having success.
You could go to the front of Just Chatting right now and scroll down, like, see, like, there's hundreds of girls, like, that
and
are
hot
barely
too.
peaking, like, 20 views. Hot girls, yeah. Like, it's so hard to grow. It's not just based on, like, your looks here. It's also about your personality and the content you bring to the table, so.
Yeah,
and being
100%.
entertaining. I mean, it's a whole,
I do acknowledge my privilege of being a woman and, like, having a slight boost, but, like, I don't think my personality or most streamers' personalities are, like, based off their looks, so.
Right. I mean, everyone would be doing it if that were the case, right? Like every attractive whatever person would be just killing it, but it's not. There's a lot to it, you know.
I think that you should be upfront, like, about what you do, especially like as a job and stuff. Maybe not date one, but maybe at least date 2 or 3 when it's starting to get like a little bit serious. You guys have some investment with each other, at least somewhat.
Yeah.
But I think as far as like dating like a content creator and like having an issue with it, don't date people with the intention to change them. Date them as if at day one that they're not going to make any kind of change, to be honest. Like, can you be okay with where they're at as a person? Because I feel like a lot of people want to fix others like baby birds or something, and that's not how people work. I've seen girls do it, I've seen guys do it, just don't do it.
Right.
Wait, what about guys paying first date?
First date, he should, if he asks me on a date, he should absolutely pay if he asks a girl on a date. Whoever asks should pay.
True. Yeah, I also think that if I'm on a date with a guy and he asks me to split, I immediately think we're just friends. That's what I would do with a friend.
I assume it's platonic.
That's what I would do with a friend.
Asking a girl on a date and paying for it is part of the dating ritual. You are demonstrating you're romantically interested in her and you are competing
are you taking
for her.
notes?
Yeah. Now, once you're in a relationship, I think you should figure out, you know, whatever you want to do. But as long as if she's a pretty girl, other guys are going to be asking her on dates, and you better be able to fucking compete with that. They're going to pay for her.
So let's say I'm a guy. I'm on a date with a girl. And I'm like, hey, I'll pay. And she's like, no, I insist. I want to pay. And I'm like, yo, chill. It's okay. I got it. And she's like, no, I insist.
Oh, I feel like that would be awkward.
What if she wants to like go at least like half or something?
If she wants to go half, you could, but be wary. She might see you. She might be doing that as a way to not feel like she owes you another date.
I would do that.
Because if I go on a date with a guy and I don't like the date at all,
if you like a guy, you'd be like, oh, pay all of it. It's okay. Hi. Whatever.
I think what you should do is if she's like, no, I insist, just act surprised, like, oh, okay, like you're impressed, you know, kind of thing. Like I've never had a girl do that before. That's really cool.
I've never had I don't know, when I'm on a date
or something.
If we're on a date and he pays, I'm very gracious. But if I don't like him and I like want to get out of it. And
like,
make it platonic. I feel like by letting him pay, we're continuing.
I'm indebted. Like I feel indebted.
You're really nice.
DJ, while you're cooking.
Yes.
Like frying pan in one hand, DJ set on the other.
Yeah. Yes,
what I typically do as a policy, I think, is good. If you can afford it as a girl. If you can't, don't feel like you have to do this. But I just pull out my wallet without saying anything. And if they're like, oh, no, I'll get it, then I let them. But I don't
actually do that.
I don't assume that I'm,
like trying to see if the guy will pay the whole thing or not, right? Because you're like, oh, and then the guy's like, no.
I don't even say I just pull it out and start like opening it because it's a zip so they can hear it.
Yeah, I start pulling it out too because you don't want it to be awkward because if they do,
right,
like
you don't want to fumble for your purse.
Yeah, of course.